We are in His Majesty's Theatre, backstage, in my dressing room, because I have my own. Finally! Oh, I'm here with Emma Petamerides, who is otherwise known as the Perth soprano, the one and only.
Shut up. Such a soprano thing to say.
No, that's your Instagram, and I'm not making that up.
Oh, yeah, I need to change that.
Oh, there's only one.
Yeah.
And you're it.
That's right. There's only one decent soprano in Perth. Quote me.
Yeah, well, you're on record as saying it now.
Edit that.
There is no getting away from it. We are both in the Pirates of Penzance.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I'm playing Ruth, the old bag, and you were playing a very young ingenue character of Edith, which I played when I was 14.
I'm a very old lady playing a 17-year-old.
And we are having the best fun. So I sent Emma the Pirates of Penzance 1985 episode.
Hilarious.
Now, I did not like the Pirate King in that production. And I had a bit of a crush on the policeman.
Was that Neil?
Good-looking Neil. We went on to have a bit of a fling.
Of course you did. A showman, some might say.
Well, it was post-show, I think. Yeah, it was October. I was 14 when I did the show, and then I spent my 15th birthday with Neil at his gig. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he was older than you.
Yeah, not much, but yeah. Yeah, he was 35 or something. No. Yeah, so I had the best birthday that year.
I bet you did.
Following year, not so good. 86, my 16th birthday, bit of a downer. No boyfriend in sight.
Shit.
It's been a bit dark this year. 85 was very perky. And so
You
November...
do seem very perky. I really love you, Penny.
Oh.
I mean, I love you now, but you're really, really sweet. Well, I don't know if sweet's the right word, actually. Beguiling.
Aww.
You're beguiling. And are you able to swear? I'm a real potty mouth.
Well, no, so am I, but
You know
I am in
this.
the diary as well.
Yeah, yes, I know.
I'm quite sweary from a very young age, so we don't need to worry about that. But there's not much explicit, but a few references to fingering. But
Does your mum listen to these?
My mum does listen, yeah.
Oh my God.
But as she says, she has to kind of get in the zone. So there's been snogging, and that is it.
French kissing.
French
I believe
kissing
you
in the
refer
USA.
To it.
What would you
Yeah.
have said? Pashing.
Pashing on.
Pashing on.
Yeah.
Titting off.
What the fuck?
No.
No.
Friend. One of my friends
What
said,
the hell does that?
well, I think it just... No, it was just my quite prudish friend. At the end, she said, well, we used to just call it titting off. And I left it and she's never forgiven me. Okay, so we are up to Monday, December the 1st, 1986. Excuse the writing, but Electron is chewing the end of my pencil. That's better, she's gone now. Electron is the kitten.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. We had laps at lunchtime. I didn't mean to say that. I think I'm cracking up. The other day, I added on my calculator 70 plus 70 divided by 2. Can you believe it? can't believe it, actually.
Yes.
It's the kind of thing I still might do. Rehearsed until 7 tonight. I am knackered and shitting myself about my singing exam. Tuesday the 2nd. Where did November go? I know it went because it's written in my diary, but it doesn't feel like it should have. And I've written in capitals, bring in the straitjackets. Oh.
Well,
It's not too late.
you knew.
Oh, it was so funny today. Lucy fell over in PE and sprained her ankle. Sounds hilarious. But being Lucy, she made a bit of a meal of it and screamed and wailed and cried buckets and writhed around. Mrs. Dunwoody, thinking it must have been a broken leg at least, fetched the enormous trolley that the mats sit on and heaved shrieking Lucy onto it and gallantly set off for the San. sanatorium. When they arrived, Mrs. Dunwoody was totally exhausted, but Lucy was beginning to realise it didn't hurt that much after all. It's just badly sprained. I wasn't there. Lucy related this to me through physics, which is the only thing that prevented me from going to sleep.
That is hilarious that you painted that picture and you weren't
I wasn't
even
there. It's just Lucy told me, yeah. I think I'll show off unmercifully in my singing exam.
No.
Yeah, good on me. Wednesday the 3rd, my exam went okay. The pieces I thought I sang best, so if you didn't like them, it's not my fault.
Eh?
The sight reading and orals were a slight disaster, but still, never mind.
I do remember going to Whopper and that being like the scariest moments of my life, having to do oral tests and sight reading.
Did you have to do them to get in?
I did do in my audition, was the normal, is this major, minor, augmented, diminished? They ended up just saying, does it sound happy or does it sound sad? Because I had no idea what they were talking about.
The examiner looked like Blackadder. And I put in brackets Rowan Atkinson.
Love him.
Yes, just in case the future me did not know who played Blackadder. Turns out, we all remember. Felt tres manky all day, but played lacrosse anyway. Aren't I a martyr? Oh yes, how could I forget? We, the gals, are all going over to Marie's on Saturday to have a get-together. All day, Ellie and Evelyn had been going on about a surprise they had in store. Lou told me what it was, although I'd already guessed that... What does that say? That
Don't leave me hanging.
Somebody, Kean, had asked Andy Wintle to go too. Big thrills. I bet he won't even go. Okay, so Andy Wintle is one of my previous paramours. Thursday the 4th, he's not going. Why do I have this unexpected sense of disappointment? Could it be that somewhere... Sorry. Could it be that somewhere deep down I wanted him to go? Yes, I think I did. I also think I'm going to be honest to you and tell you the whole story from now on. And then I don't say anything else.
The reader?
Yeah, you, the reader, the listener.
It's a huge audience.
Well, there's you.
There's me and your mother.
It's me and Mum. Sometimes. We had a jolly good talk by some Samaritans today in divinity. It was quite funny because one of the women kept swearing. Miss Gulliver and Miss Mullins couldn't stop giggling. It's funny, isn't it, when you think back and you think that teachers that we had would have been probably in their 20s. Like, certainly Miss Gulliver, she was fresh out of uni. I mean, they must have just been having a laugh. Lou and I were being very silly, fighting, screaming and laughing all lunchtime. Marie wouldn't stop singing until Kim squirted some impulse in her mouth. It was one of those days. Do you know what impulse is?
That spray, like deodorant, but not deodorant. It's just like a cheap fragrance that you spray after sports class.
Yeah. Rehearsal was
still
crap.
Friday what are you rehearsing for?
I think I'm rehearsing for Midsummer Night's Dream.
What role were you?
I was Oberon.
Of course you were.
I was a fairy. Quite a boring part, really. My mullet really came into its own, though.
That was a great mullet. You had short hair for Edith, didn't you?
I did, and I wore my mum's wig. My mum had a hairpiece, like, from the 60s, and I wore that. And it was then, when I looked at those photos, I thought, I want to grow my hair. But at this point, I think...
Did lots of people have
everyone had short hair.
Because of Madonna.
Princess Diana
had
short hair.
Yeah, Mum did that too.
Yeah, everyone, apart from the really hot girls, had short hair. And I think they just were not fooled by it. Tracy Allenson never cut her hair. Amanda never cut her hair.
Bitch.
Exactly. I've never had short hair since. It is not my fault.
I couldn't do it.
Have you never had short hair?
Well, I've had a bob, but I've never done pixie cut.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly pixie, was it? No, because it wasn't. I never had it short at the front. There was always a bit of a sort of wafty fringe going on.
A Justin Bieber.
Yeah, maybe, but we spiked it up.
Yeah.
More like a Duran Duran sort of Bananarama kind of.
I loved Bananarama.
Did you? You're too young to
No,
know
as
Bananarama.
that's like one of the main musical influences of my life was Bananarama.
Oh.
Because we had the records.
It was very dependent on what records you had. You try and explain that to my kids. and
Right.
They just don't
You didn't have access to everything.
have access. Exactly. We used to sit by the radio and record things
Yes, with your
off the
tape.
with my little tape.
Yeah, I did that too. And
Anyway,
then I got a
even-
Discman
Yes.
for plane travel. Remember that?
Yes, and they never worked. Did they?
Yeah.
As soon as you moved,
So
they would
shit.
jump. Friday the 5th of December. I drew an absolutely brilliant bird in art today. I mean, brilliant. It was so good, I was sure I couldn't have done it. Oh,
Wow,
Good.
Penny. Do you still have that?
no.
Oh.
But I do still like to draw.
I know. I
love
love your paintings.
Stop it, thank you.
No, I do. I mean that.
The kittens went under the knife today.
What?
They went for the chop like little lambs to the
Oh.
slaughter. They're hobbling around in pain and baldness at ce soir.
Oh. Why do you keep speaking in French?
Because I'm very pretentious. And I'm learning the French at school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the phase.
Okay.
It's ce soir and
Yeah, très.
Très. I know. It's so... I'm just being really pretentious, that's all.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I nearly had to play lax for the county tomorrow. If Lou or Nancy were ill, I could have had to play and been at school by 6:45 a.m. tomorrow. But luckily they recovered. I don't mean that. I would have definitely wanted to do that. Like being an understudy for the county lacrosse team. Mr. Tadman Robbins said that I deserved to get a distinction in my singing.
I bet he did.
And if I didn't, it was the examiner's fault. He played for my exam, Mr. Tadman Robbins. And that is all.
Okay. Good.
Rehearsal wasn't quite as crap as yesterday, and they've put PTO. Yeah, all right. Please turn over. Saturday, the 6th. Didn't wake up until 11. Had a lax match today, triangular, against St Mary's Khan first team and Berkshire Ladies Lacrosse Club. Ellie didn't stop going on about tonight all day. She was so wound up, I knew something would go wrong. I thought she'd go over the top, but I didn't guess quite how much. Ding, ding, ding. Tonight was terrible.
Oh no. What did you rate this day?
I've stopped giving marks out of 10.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, but I think it's terrible. Oh dear. It started off okay, except that Kieran and his two gothic cronies refused to even sit in the same room as the rest of us. There was Marie, it was at her house, Becca, Sonia, Vicky, Ellen, Ellie, Evelyn, Chris, the bloke Sonia picked up in Oxford because he had sexy feet, and Alex. We all sat up in Marie's bedroom.
That's a lot of people in one bedroom.
Yeah, and it would not have been a big bedroom. We all sat in Marie's bedroom drinking cider. The others sat downstairs drinking cider. And that's where the trouble started, because there was supposed to be no alcohol. What? It was meant to be a sit around and chat party. But oh no, horror! Kieran, God, I wish I could spell that. I think I'll just call him K. And the others, John and Craig, were much too cool and trendy to do that. What's the point in talking when you can get totally pissed and smash somebody else's house up? Oh no! Marie had cooked some baked potatoes to eat. So what did they do? They kicked them round the house and garden, of course. What? Hooligans.
They kicked baked potatoes around the house.
It was the 80s, Emma.
Did they stuff in them?
Which I don't suppose they stuffed them first.
Tuna and cheese.
Sweet corn.
Melted cheese.
Melted cheese. They dropped cigarette ash on the carpet.
Oh no, that's
threw
rude.
her cuddly toys out of the window, wrecked her wardrobe, sat on her Christmas presents she'd bought. But did they talk to her? No, they didn't even say hello. I was so angry, they're just mindless. I can't describe it. Fucking useless boys.
I'm very surprised that you didn't stand up and kick them out, Penny.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you
Let's
did.
carry on. The thing that upset me the most, however, was Ellie, because she was joining in. She said the most awful things to Evelyn, I mean really horrible, and then told Marie to move her old dog Susie off the bed because she wanted to use it. Oh no! Marie refused, so Ellie said she'd kill it, torture it.
Who the heck are you hanging out with, Penny?
That's quite disturbing, isn't it? She wouldn't, of course, but saying it's nearly as bad, I agree. Who threatens to kill somebody's dog?
Are you friends with these people still?
Actually, interestingly,
Ellie.
Marie, yes. Evelyn, yes. Ellie, no.
You kicked her to the curb. Not
I'm not
surprised.
sure where she ended up.
Rehab.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously just showing off. You know that age when you're just so
Yeah.
desperate to impress a boy?
Yeah.
You'd kill somebody's dog for it. I mean, obviously not. Sonia was pissed and Chris was trying it on till we told him to stop. She got in a huff because he did. Vicky was totally smashed and was throwing up everywhere. This does sound like an absolute nightmare, doesn't it? Alex was trying to comfort Evelyn and Marie was trying to keep calm. I wouldn't have done in her position. They went eventually and we started to clear up before Marie's dad turned up. Oh God. We didn't really want him to see the shaving foam and toothpaste covering the bathroom, the hair mousse all down the stairs, the potato and apples everywhere, not to mention the spilt drink and cigarette ash. I feel so sorry for Marie. Sunday the 7th, slept till 11, had a very peculiar dream about Andy Wintle. I've said no more. Went to a carol service with Rangers this afternoon. It was a laugh. I drew a cool picky of my messy wardrobe this evening. I do still have that. That's on my Instagram. I found that.
What was it?
A picture of my wardrobe, like with all the clothes spilling out. It's quite cool. You can check it on the Insta, Emma. I know you're an
I
Insta
would
girl.
check that out.
I wonder what Ellie will be like tomorrow. Back at school. Monday the 8th. Ellie sauntered in this morning and expected everyone to forgive her immediately. Most of us just ignored Saturday night and acted normally. Except Marie, who told Ellie she was very pissed off and had been up till 1:30 cleaning the house. Ellie had a total fit, refused to apologise because she said she hadn't done anything wrong. Ha ha, not much. I had to fill Louisa in on all the gory details because she didn't know anything. I'm very on the fence though. I haven't said if I've probably just glossed over. I was a bit scared of Ellie. We were all scared of Ellie. You know the girls. Yeah. Ellie is going out with Kieran. And if she says how gorgeous he is once more, I'll shove my fist down her throat because he is a moron. I hate him.
Hang on.
She rang Kieran with Tanuja and went on about what a laugh it was and how much she liked John and Craig and what a scream it was when the potatoes got mashed into the carpets. She's pushing her luck a bit too much, I think.
That's bad form.
Bad
Ellie.
form. Tuesday the 9th, dress rehearsal all afternoon. It went well in general. The acting was good, but there were a few mistakes with props, etc. I think it'll be very good. Lucy did my makeup and it was excellent. Really way out.
David Bowie style.
Yeah, it was crazy. There is a photo of it somewhere, but I don't know where. Ellie did my hair. Oh, I've forgiven her now, have I? She crimped it and back-combed
Oh,
it.
the crimper.
After the years of practice she's had, it worked brilliantly. I came top in geography With 15 out of 20, she wasn't impressed.
Who wasn't impressed? Ellie?
No, the geography teacher. I guess if the highest mark was
the
15 out of
15.
20, it's a bit shit, isn't it?
I was going to say that.
Je suis très très fatiguée. Wednesday the 10th. First night. It was okay. Not brilliant, but not bad. I missed out a small speech Amanda had to cover for me, which she did brilliantly. Amanda was Titania. I got everything else right, though. My hair and makeup were fantastic. Ellie did my hair again, and it was even better than last night. Too knackered to write anything else. So that's my view of Shakespeare. I guess it's all about the hair and makeup, isn't it?
As long as you nailed that, it was a success.
Exactly. And I didn't even do those. I still like having my hair and makeup done. Thursday the 11th. It went really, really well. I didn't miss out any lines. The audience laughed in the right places. That's a good sign for us tonight.
Yes.
My hair and makeup were better than ever.
So real
Guys, still going on about it. And all the other fairies are copying me now.
Of course they are.
I felt like I had everyone's 100% attention tonight.
Oh my gosh,
It was
Penny.
fantastic.
You have been like this since 1980.
Well, before this, since birth, I think.
You stayed true to yourself.
I have.
I respect you for that.
Yes. There's enough of that. Friday the 12th, mass panic all day. People were dying like flies. What?
Some gastro.
Philippa had/has a chronic case of gastric flu.
Knew it.
Sally went down with it immediately. Gemma, playing the Indian boy, got sent home, as did Mustard Seed, and Charlotte, the flautist. Manda felt a bit pukey, and Emma Money Curl should have been in bed. As it was, Sally recovered, Emma Mercer played the Indian boy, and Mrs. Andrew played Hermia. Mrs. Andrew's the English teacher.
Wow.
Wow.
Good on her.
Yeah. It wasn't as disastrous as it could have been. In fact, it went quite well. Emma nearly fainted on stage. I'm amazed she carried on. She had a very high temperature. Oh my God. I did the best ever, I think. I did all my lines right again. I think it's quite a low bar to actually get all your lines right, isn't it?
No. Not at that age.
Amanda Davis's dad videoed it, and we all have to watch it. Don't think we ever did. I'm sad that it's over, but also a bit relieved. Relieved because I didn't go wrong. I carried it off. It is the most difficult part I've ever had to act, and I've learnt a lot from it. Lou and I had a hysterical time doing doubles trampolining today. We bounced up and down like this. There is a little diagram. It's not what you're thinking.
That's suggestive.
I'm sort of straddling her doggy style, I'm going to say. We bounced up and down like this and then turned around 180 degrees and carried on. It was very funny. Oh dear. Saturday the 13th. God, I'm knackered. I've just been babysitting. Went to Oxford today and attempted to do some Christmas shopping. I kept bumping into all my cronies.
Oh, that's sweet.
Penny and I were talking to Ellie until Kieran joined us when we suddenly had the urge to disappear.
Oh,
could it be
Kieran?
That we actually don't like him? What a knob. I think that's the first use of the word knob, and I'm there for it. Why doesn't somebody ask me out? That was a bit left of centre.
I think you secretly liked Kieran.
Well, possibly. He was probably cool.
Yeah. All those potatoes. I always liked the clown.
The naughty boys,
Yeah.
did you?
Not necessarily naughty, but like the guys that, like with the attention seekers.
I should also say that I was going to try and get Jack to do this, and I put it out
Yeah.
to the Instagram
I was
community.
just on standby.
Well, he won't do it.
What's he got
He's going to
against
remain
doing it?
elusive. Well, you know what? He says it's because he's not going to be very funny, but I actually don't think he has the attention span to just sit and talk about me for an hour and a half. As he always says. I have a lot of you every day, and I get it.
Already.
Yeah. But we were going to do the reveal that he is the Jack in the diary.
Oh my God.
So now we can do it without him. Listeners? Da, da, da. He is the Jack in my diary, and if you've been paying attention, you would realise that Jack turns up at family parties.
Oh my God.
Yes, we are related. Distantly, but we are related. Jack is my first cousin once removed.
I can't believe you're divulging this information.
But it's not a secret. But you think people will come for me?
Well, they might arrest you.
It's not illegal. Just saying.
No, he's a good egg.
He is a
The
good
opening night flowers, are you sure you didn't organise those?
I didn't organise them.
Well, top points, Jack.
Yeah. Even
Stunning.
if you won't be my guest on the pod. So sorry everyone, we're having to make do with them.
Fuck you.
Sunday the 14th. Went to church this morning and had a jolly chat to everyone. Didn't do a lot for the rest of the day. I'm going to a party on
It's a social
Saturday.
thing for you, isn't it? Going
Church.
to church.
Yeah, it's a village get together.
Yeah.
Still is really when I'm at home. I'm going to a party on Saturday. Oh no, I mean tomorrow. With Ruth and Sarah. It's fancy dress. Help. Tomorrow is Monday. Maybe we've broken up school.
Public holiday?
15th of December. Maybe we've just finished.
Oh, yeah. You would have just finished.
Didn't say anything about the last day of term. Just bouncing up and down on the trampoline. Straddling Louisa.
That was enough.
That was enough. Monday the 15th. It was brilliant. I'm writing this tomorrow as I got back at 12:45. Totally knackered. The party was organised joint as a Henley, Tech and King James's at Sloppy Joe's nightclub in Reading. I went as a 60s person in M's old dress, long black gloves, black tights, turquoise stilettos.
Wow.
I thought my dress was very daring. Very short with a very low neck. But it was nothing compared with Sarah's. She was wearing a corset. Green satin with black laces up the front and a zip down the back. It concealed practically nothing.
But did she have bazookas like yours?
Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I felt a bit awkward, actually, because S and R, Sarah
Ruth.
and Ruth, go around with totally different people at school. College. It wasn't too bad, though it was impossible to stay with one person for very long in the crush. Everyone I met was very nice indeed, danced with several different blokes and generally had a really good time. Thursday the 16th. Getting up this morning was agony, totally impossible. Thank God I didn't drink too much last night.
Why was it agony if you didn't
don't
drink
know.
too much? You're just
I don't
tired.
know, just the dancing maybe. I don't know. Got 85% for my maths paper, so I am back at school. I don't know. I am amazed. Oh yeah, I didn't say yesterday, but we had report reading with Miss Gulliver. We all had our own private chat with her. My report was really, really good. I couldn't believe it. I was/am very pleased.
So you should be.
Yes.
You're a bit of a smarty pants, weren't you?
Well,
Geography,
I think
mathematics,
very competitive.
singing, playing Oberon.
Wednesday the 17th. We've broken up. That's such an English expression. End of school. Everyone kissed and cuddled everyone in the class. Miss Gulliver looked very embarrassed. Played charades in chemistry. We had to act out the elements, all chemicals, names, all their properties. Actually, that's quite a fun game. I'm going to reinstate that. Act out the periodic table. Spent the afternoon making my costume for tonight. It was a party at Rangers. Katie's fancy dress was brilliant. It was a Christmas pudding made from a brown curtain with wire hoops in it.
That's a lot of effort.
That is a lot of effort. I'm impressed. I didn't say what I went as. Obviously not as impressive as the Christmas pudding.
No.
Thursday the 18th. Did do a little bit of maths today. I delivered a lot of Christmas cards, wrote to Sam and Lucy, and generally was busy.
We used to write letters to each other even when we were seeing them the next day at school.
But they get delivered the next
really
day.
long letters.
Yeah.
But we would take and give to the person at school the next day. And we would read in class. And then the next night we'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
We'd be writing about Dawson's Creek and what happened in the latest episode. Yeah. Drawings.
When was the last time you wrote a letter?
Well, I always write letters to the kids when their teeth fall out from the tooth fairy.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah. Fairy Stacey, Fairy Isabella. There's a few of them.
Well, down in South Fremantle, the tooth fairy does not come every night. You can never tell when she's going to come. So your tooth might be there for a few days.
Oh,
With 4 children, tooth fairy was not always on it.
Yeah,
Put
that's
it that way.
smart.
So it'll be like, well, she's not on shift.
She wasn't rostered on.
She wasn't rostered on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to really take that on board. Thanks for that tip.
I recommend it. Yeah. Thursday the 18th. I cannot wait to go skiing.
Where are you going skiing?
France.
With your family or boyfriend?
Oh, no, not with boyfriends, but maybe with our friend. We had some French friends. Neil rang. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We had a natter about this and that.
A natter.
I've got a sore throat. Oh, classic, end of term. Grandma was on first class form this evening at tea. It was Catholics that were in for it this evening.
Oh!
We wound her up like mad. Friday the 19th. Spent the whole day going to and from Wallingford. Caught the
You
bus
go
at
there
9.
a lot, don't you?
It's my local town. It's like you going to 2J, babe.
Wallingford.
Got the bus. I went in especially to get my passport. You could get a passport in Wallingford? What? Maybe they sent it to the post office or something. I also had to do the shopping for Mum. Caught the bus back at 12 and then remembered I hadn't got my passport.
Oh, God.
Great. Went back this afternoon by bike. Oh, that's quite a long way.
You still ride your bike everywhere.
I do.
That's a lovely habit.
Yeah, this is December though. It would have been dark and cold.
Snowing?
I don't think I'd have ridden my bike in the snow. It would have been treacherous. Saturday the 20th. Chris and I decorated the tree very tastefully today. The cats went a bit loony and we had to throw them out of the room. It was bloody cold today. Decided against going to the party after much debate, blackmail, threats, etc. from the loving parents. They probably didn't want to pick me up. Went riding this afternoon with Ruth. It was very cold. I wonder what's happening at the party. Ellie is probably getting off with Kieran violently. Violently. Evelyn's probably getting chased by somebody. Penny's probably getting pissed. And I expect Ellie is already.
You've really got it in for Ellie.
Well, yeah. Sunday the 21st. This ... is pure luxury.
Where are you?
I'm downstairs. I'm just about to tell you. I'm downstairs in the telly room with all the seats pushed together to make one enormous bed. Sigh. It snowed heavily today, but didn't settle. Granny and Grandad arrived at lunchtime, just as we were coming back from the pub. We'd been playing bar billiards. I came second. Ho, ho, ho. I am in danger of getting very fat indeed. I'll have to be very strict with myself. Ha ha. Hasn't been much reference to my weight, actually.
No.
A little bit here and there.
I just didn't think about that sort of stuff.
Could barely ever see an image of yourself. And when you did, it was from weeks ago. And then you'd think, oh, well, I look better than that now.
Well, Penny did.
Yes.
Ever the positive.
Yes, exactly. Well, I don't really look like that. Monday 22nd. Got up at 7:30 this morning. Faint. Went to Oxford with Sarah and Rob. Sarah did all, I repeat, all of her Christmas shopping. 17 presents this morning.
Wow, that's an effort.
Sarah, good on you. I bought her some false nails and she bought me some eyelash curlers. Woohoo! Drank coffee. Well, Sarah did, in a very greasy cafe, with a peculiar man rabbiting on about there being 10 foot of snow and how wonderful Margaret Thatcher was.
Isn't that interesting that you thought to include that in your diary
Yes.
entry?
Obviously, I didn't think Margaret Thatcher was wonderful. I think that's the implication. Or I hadn't given it any thought. Christmas is... ... being able to eat ham sandwiches and white bread at 10:30 in the evening whilst playing silly games.
Yum.
Christmas is ... having to listen patiently to the same boring, repetitive remarks that come up every year. So true.
Aww.
Tuesday the 23rd, Aunt Pamela arrived ce soir, otherwise known as Auntie Pam. We didn't really do a lot today. We went to the pub at lunchtime again. Pukey old Graham, who always sits right in the way when you're playing bar billiards, offered to buy me a drink, which I declined, politely of course.
Who was he?
He was just a fixture in the pub, Graham in the village. We called him Gay Graham, but I don't think he was gay.
You're only gay in the village?
He was a bit like that. He just always
Did
was
you
at
wear
the
hot
bar.
pants and a tank top?
No, but he's always trying to buy the
It's a
young
shame.
people drinks.
Yeah.
Played the guitar and recorder a lot today. Had to practice for the Christmas Eve service.
Goober.
I've got to play the recorder while the kiddies sing. I still love a recorder and I'm not hearing a word against it. Went to another Pony Club disco tonight with Ruth. It was a bit embarrassing actually at first because all the wild rumours that everyone had been spreading about me and Angus, none of which were true. Too right they weren't true, wish they were.
What were they saying?
Well, I don't know. Probably that I fancied him,
That
which
you
is
got
true.
fingered by Angus.
I didn't even kiss Angus.
Don't have to.
Oh, where have you brought up? There's an order to these things. I spent the first couple of hours avoiding him, and
As
some
you do.
awful girl called Susie latched onto me because neither of us knew many people. She was rather boring. She told me long tales about a party she'd been to until 3 a.m. last night with her boyfriend, inverted commas. She kept following me around until eventually she got the message and ended up getting off with an equally boring-looking bloke. So much for the boyfriend. Sophie, someone or other, wouldn't take her coat off as she was wearing a black lace see-through dress with only suspenders, stockings and knickers underneath it.
What, no bra?
I don't know, but why would you go to a party dressed like that and then get embarrassed about it if you got it?
Maybe she lost her
Sophie?
confidence.
Yes. Probably everyone else was in jeans and t-shirts. Met a really nice girl called Tara. Oh, I know Tara. Joe and Sarah Baskerville were there, and so is Abby. Eventually, Angus came and spoke to me. I was too chicken to speak to him first.
Oh.
We had to sort out all the misunderstandings and eventually had a good laugh. I got on really well with him. He's very funny. He got dragged off into the men's by 2 girls and came out a few seconds later. He told me they'd taken him in there to prove that they were female.
What?
He got out pretty fast. Well, that's his story. So I think I'm in the friend zone now with Angus, even though I really fancied him.
Oh. That's sad. So hang on. Nothing ever happened? Or you snogged him?
Never.
Oh, God.
He's the one that got away.
The one that got away. We've all got one.
Who's yours?
Actually, I'm trying to think as soon as I said that.
None of them got away.
Ooh.
It turns
No,
out.
not. I didn't really have that many boyfriends, to be honest. I had a lot of snogs, but not a lot of boyfriends. I moved around a lot.
Is that a euphemism for being a slut?
I moved schools.
Oh,
And
I
then,
see.
I moved to Sydney, and then I moved
Yeah,
to the UK,
moved to
and then I
London.
moved back, and yeah.
Made an extensive study of body language throughout the evening, using Susie, I've got a boyfriend, as my main subject. Very interesting it was too. I tried to teach Toby and Angus how to shimmy, but all in vain. Generally, it was a good laugh. Wednesday the 24th. Happy Christmas! It's 12:37. Practiced the kiddies carol with John this morning. Well, we were supposed to, but ended up with us sitting on the floor giggling for 2 hours. Dee's gastric flu is getting better. Oh my God, my dad's now got this tummy bug. Maybe I didn't
really went through the whole village.
Maybe I didn't tell you he had it. And M has still got diabetes. I think that's a joke.
What?
Don't think you get over diabetes.
Oh.
Bless. Grandma is getting pissed off because everyone takes the mickey out of her. That's fair enough. We definitely did. Watched The Wizard of Oz this evening and I cried. Can you believe it?
Great movie.
Great movie. Went to church ce soir. Went very well indeed. But there were hundreds of babies / toddlers. Millions. It was far from peaceful. Played the dictionary game all evening. I wish I was more excited, but somehow I didn't expect to be. Not after my birthday anyway. Oh dear. It's quite dark, 15, 16. Life's going to get better, Penny, don't you worry. Thursday the 25th. What a good Christmas. I had really brill prezzies, and I mean brill. I got a set of pastel coloured pens, which I'm using.
Oh, you
Exhibit
really
A.
have rainbow colours.
Pastel. I got millions of really lovely clothes, a red velvet dress, a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. Shows a photo of that somewhere. It's very ugly. A turquoise shirt, a black and white checkered mini dress. Oh, which is the ugliest thing ever. I'm going to show you a picture of that in a minute. And
But you
will
loved
vomit.
it at the time.
Maybe I did. It's
Well, you
so
said they were
ugly.
brill.
Yeah, so ugly. I have a picture of myself in that black and white checkered mini dress and the yellow Mickey Mouse sweatshirt.
I had a red Mickey Mouse sweatshirt with matching red tracky pants.
I got a knitting pattern and lovely wool from Granny and Grandad, along with a china white frog with green spots on to stand pot plants in. It's very sweet. Knitting. I have to knit in this show.
You do?
And I can.
I
And
noticed
that's why
that.
I can actually knit.
I was off stage watching that the other day and I was like, she's actually doing it. She's actually
I'll finish that jumper by the end of those runs. My main pressie was a tennis racket from Mum and Dad. It's fantastic. Chris gave me the cassette tape of Macbeth.
Oh.
Brill. I also got some things to put in my hair. I wish I was going to a party now so that I could wear all my clothes.
All at once.
This evening we played miming. What? Oh, miming titles of books or stories. Surely that's just charades.
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 You say charades, I say charades. Proverbs and characters from books. It was very funny. We gave the cats a fluffy fake mouse for Christmas. Proton went totally nutty
Proton.
and began growling and biting and scratching anyone who went near her. Generally, it was a lovely day. 26th.
Does sound like a very wholesome Christmas day.
Yes, it does. It's Boxing Day. I'm very tired. I got this pen for Christmas too. We went for a walk on Christmas Common and ate lots of crisps. We pretended that we were in an equatorial rainforest.
Of course.
Mum got attacked by a black and white panther / sheepdog when she was trying to have a pee.
What?
Oh dear. Ate too much today. À ce moment, we are trying to play Trivial Pursuit. I want to go to bed.
That is so British. That's what we used to do.
Yes,
Trivial
your mum's
Pursuit
English, right?
with a box or tin of Quality Street.
Tin, yeah, massive tin. Saturday the 27th. We're off. I packed all my stuff this morning. Said goodbye to the kitties. It was heartbreaking. They're nice and friendly at the cattery, but Proton will be pining.
Oh.
We went to watch Chris playing in the village rugby match. It was a very, very cold. Berwick Salome beat Berwick Prior 4-3. 4-3? It's not a rugby score. It was a good match. All the relatives departed, some more dramatically than others. Grandma cried because there was a traffic jam and she thought she'd missed the bus. Oh, poor Grandma. How stressful. Hill and Anna came for tea and left Hill with us. It's so exciting. We're going on the boat right now. So Hillary's my bestie and we're going skiing together.
Have fun.
Sunday the 28th. God, I'm tired. Travelled all day. M and D snapped at each other continually. Great. That's me and Jack on a trip. Bickering. Met the Montes tonight. Our apartment is super duper. This is our French family friends. Monday the 29th. It's gorgeous. The neige is lovely. Absolutely smashing. Spent most of the day finding our feet. Down the red runs mainly and on the monoski. Fucking monoski. I was hopeless on it, kept falling over. We skied right the way down to the village off-piste. It was hysterical. Hill and I kept shrieking and then falling over. There are millions of people here. Laurent, Valerie, Terry, Aude, Monique, Francois, Natalie, Denny, all of us. Wow. We made up quite a big party. This evening we went to their apartment to eat. We had raclette, which is melted cheese, and champagne, wine, apple tart, etc. I am stuffed.
At 16. Goodness.
Tuesday the 30th. Sun! I'm getting un peu bronzed. Wow. / skin cancered. Wrinkly. Went to the top of the mountain this morning, skied all the way down. It was a very difficult,
you
but
are
very
good.
Well, we had hundreds of runs, got back too late to get the lifts. They'd closed, so we had to take the ski bus after a lot of attempts to ski uphill. The bus took ages. We got back after dark. My feet are a mass of bruises. This evening, tout le monde came round pour déjeuner. We sat on the florinette because there aren't enough chairs. And that is the end of 1986. Anyway, but thank you so much, Emma Petamerides.
My pleasure, Penny Shaw.
And we had better get ready. It is perfect timing. I've got to go and get my hair and makeup done.
It's 5:08.
I know.
Jesus,
Time
we've got a
flies.
show to do.
We've got a show to do. Thank you so much.
See you out there.
Yeah, see you on
the
stage.
finale.
Let us gaily tread the measure.
Let us.
Well, thank you for listening to my podcast. That is the end of series 3. Will we be back for series 4? I do hope so, but it does really depend on who's listening, who's following. As you can probably imagine, there is no financial benefit to this podcast. My only reward is hearing from you and if you've enjoyed the episodes, and then I shall carry on. So get in touch. You can find me on the Insta, diary_of_a_diva_podcast. I know it's laborious, but you'll get there in the end, I promise. And in the meantime, have a wonderful life, whatever you're doing, and I will be back in 1987.